And I'm Adam Richmond, your host with the Locks That Rocks from Surviving Rocklahoma, and this is Thru It All. And I am so happy to meet you guys. Now, I confess, before, a couple of weeks ago, I had not heard of you guys, and that's probably not something you should lead an interview with, but so we're all based out of Tahlequah, where I call home, even though I do most of my coverage of Tulsa. And then there's my local newspaper who got the scoop on me. And tell me about you guys. So you guys got a new EP dropping.
Yeah, man. Honestly, a couple weeks ago, we barely existed yet. So this is it's all happening really fast, man. It's pretty new. Like we've known each other forever, and we go way back. Mm-hmm. So we like first friends ever since I was like 7 years old. Me and Daniel have known each other since 7. Right. Me and Jamison have known each other since we were like 9. And we found Doug in a back alley outside of a diner. So. Yeah, dude, he popped up and he was like, I love pop punk so much, I have to be in this band. So
you known each other just long enough to blackmail each other, and one guy just says, hey, I'll go.
He's a perfect fit, man. He fit right in. And, yeah, dude, we're a super new band and everything's moving just really fast.
So tell me about it. So you've known each other forever. So we're talking years?
Yeah,
okay,
20 years. Over 20 years.
So now the genesis has finally came, or Thanos snapped his fingers, or something happened, and you guys, you know what, say, screw it, let's perform.
Yeah, it actually really does feel like that to me. It feels like kind of this perfect full circle thing. These guys have kind of been around the area, or at least in the region.
Right.
And then I moved out to LA for a long time and came back. And when I came back, it was just like everything kept falling into place for this to happen. And like we were in our first, we've all been doing music this entire time over the years, but we were actually in our first band ever together at 12 years old. So this is the lineup plus Doug.
All right, so let's start from my left to, I guess, stage left. Yeah. Introduce you guys to the camera, and what do you do?
What's up? My name's Nick, and I sing vocals and play drums in Thru It All.
My name is James, and I do the programming and synths and some beats for Thru It All.
My name's Daniel, and I play the guitar and I sing.
And I'm Doug. I play bass and do a little bit of backup vocals for Thru It All.
And keep the alley safe. I like it.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Thru It All. Can you describe your sound a little bit for me?
Yeah, it's pop punk with our own twist, a little hardcore influence, a little hip hop influence, a little rock influence.
Right.
Yeah, so it's rock music, but I guess the main subgenre would be like pop punk.
I like it. Any real inspirations for you guys?
2 out of 4 of the members have Blink-182 tattoos.
2 of the 4 have Blink-182. Okay, this sounds like a bad algebra question, so I'm making sure. I joked about the test, but it sounds like I'm going to be a math quiz now. So 2 of the 4 has Blink-182.
Yep.
No.
I have 0
Now,
tattoos.
is it offensive to the other 2
No,
if they get accused of having a Blink-182?
No.
Absolutely not.
I feel like
that's where it all began.
I feel like the beanie hats for me are Blink-182.
I actually have 0 tattoos.
0 tats.
0 tattoos. Are you straight edge? Or
Absolutely not.
No,
I don't have any tattoos yet.
He's
all right. You were just saving yourself for the COVID vaccine. That's all it was. So one is Blink-182.
That's
The long hair tells me no.
You may be able to see it peeking right there. I don't know.
You got the
There it is.
You were very unassuming, sir, and that's a good thing. So, man, the things you find in a back alley. Wow. So, I gotta let that joke die. Anyway, so Blink-182 is a big inspiration.
That's kind of where it all began,
Where it all
I think
began
like a
for you.
lot of anybody that's in our genre would probably like be able to trace it back to them. They pretty much created this genre in a way.
I like that.
Pop punk, so it's kind of the root of I think a lot of people doing the music that we're doing, or similar music that we're doing.
Right. So, did you guys also? All 4 of you are from Tahlequah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So, were you like a high school band coming up, or just in lurking,
played in
getting kicked out of
junior high.
people's basements? Or?
Yeah, that too. We started our first band at 12 years old.
Yeah.
And it was us 3.
We did a talent show.
Our first show ever was a talent show at school.
At our junior high school, though.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. And what was this band called? Or can we look it up on you know.
I don't know if you can find it. If you can find it,
It was
I'll be
on
amazed,
MySpace,
but
wasn't it?
It's
It was on
on. It's
MySpace,
some.
damn it.
Probably is on MySpace.
Okay.
Less than some.
Less than some.
Less than some. Okay.
It was literally just a combination of Less Than Jake and Sum 41. We're like, that'll work.
Nice. Well, I like to hear things, before it really took off, right? Now, if only my wife would have had that before she married me. But she's stuck with it. So 182. And now tell me about this new song a little. What went into this new song?
Our single?
Yeah.
So, our first single's dropping in 6 days. If you're listening right now, it's going to be Friday, November 12th.
November 12th.
And the song's called Irrelevant. And we already have actually like a whole album recorded, but we're just kind of releasing it in stages. And this is our first single.
Nice.
It's called Irrelevant, and I guess like the song's about it's about self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
Yep. Like overcoming self-doubt.
That's good, especially in this time. Now, in the paper I noticed they mentioned something, they touched on, writing and, producing all of this stuff amidst the pandemic. And personally, I feel that, mental health has really been cast into the forefront with the pandemic, because not only are we locked up with ourselves, but the people we care most. And I think a lot of people kind of realize that they're not really as happy where they thought they were. So there's a lot of depression. You see it all over Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see bands such as yourself really tackle the issues of mental health and self-doubt and things of that nature. Is there something, I don't want to get too personal, so
We can go wherever you want to go.
yeah. So tell me a little bit what just kind of like motivated you to, like, what led the way as the song came together?
What led the way for the song?
Yeah.
Just natural occurrence, man. It just was
I
like
got you.
in the ethos. But
I got you.
and everything in it is kind of like a real emotion, like a raw, like from a real place. So I think most of our songs are pulled from real experiences and real,
Yeah. So things
stories.
just kind of manifested for you. Just
yeah,
kinda
man.
came
Like
out.
I said,
Yeah.
through the pandemic and everything, Daniel and I were working on
Yeah.
some music together, and then it just evolved into
Right.
what it is now.
Now, is this indicative of what we're going to be hearing on the album that's going to be releasing, or are you guys more of an eclectic taste with a
I
little
would
bit of
say
everything?
there's a lot of room. We're gonna have a lot of room for experimenting and trying things and different sounds, but
Yeah.
it'll always be in the vein of what you're gonna hear on this first single. But
Cool.
so you just evolve. It's just gonna evolve more and more.
I like that. So you guys have your definite own sound, and that's really going to carry throughout the album.
Yeah, I think because of our past, would you say, Daniel, like because we already knew how to like play music together and we grew up together, we didn't really have to like search for a sound.
Right.
Kind of effortless.
It was effortless to find the sound, and with Jameson's like programming and synths, it added this whole element that that everything he's been working on for the past 3 to 5 years or 5 to 7 years has like made its way into this band, and
Right.
it's really cool.
Yeah, and my background's pretty extensive too. Like I played in before this, like the last project I was in, it was like just a metal band and stuff like that. So I have like we're all just kind of blended with like different types of music and stuff and
Nice.
creativity, like with background and everything. So I mean,
Now, you mentioned your backgrounds a little bit, so tell me about your contributions. Now, do you guys all put input into your music, or do you guys just all kind of show up with some things in your head and just see how it blends?
So far, Daniel and I have started the bare bones like writing on an acoustic guitar or an acoustic and an electric, and then everyone else elaborates on it, and kind of
just
adds
kinda
their
grows from
parts to
there.
it. It grows from there.
yeah. Effortlessly, it's like effortless. I can't even say
Effortlessly,
that word.
yeah.
It's just kind of like it's just happening. It's
Yeah.
just
That
it's just natural.
chemistry.
Just a chemistry.
We've
Yeah.
been friends for so long, so it's like
That really
we know
helps
how to
too.
work
yeah.
together on stuff. We know how to like listen to each other and all that.
Yeah.
As cheesy as it sounds, being in a band together, it's like a crazy relationship. So you gotta nurture everybody's like different personalities and stuff. So
It is definitely a marriage, and you guys, you think you have, but you have no idea, what kind of craziness you're going to see on the road, especially what I imagine is going to be a bright future, very busy future for it, because people
ready,
are
man.
coming out of this pandemic ready to party, ready
Ready.
to rock, ready to get wild. Speaking of, so what's your favorite kind of audiences? Now, I know you guys have played around. I know some people like the festivals, some people like, the dank basements, some like the bar scenes. Do you guys have any particular favorite style of venue or?
I kind of prefer like the ballroom type venues. Those are pretty cool. It's like not too big, not too small, but it's kind of like medium, just kind of like a.
I got you.
Like a theater kind of setting.
Places like Kane's or George's Majestic Lounge.
They're good medium-sized venues.
Sure.
You can still see people and like connect with people.
I got you.
But I like underground shows too, even just like house shows. Like some of those are even like the funnest memories you'll ever have, like super DIY type shows. But everything, man. Hopefully it's a mix of all of it,
Do you guys have any shows that like really stand out for you as like, okay, this is what I want to do. I was born to do this.
Oh yeah, I remember Dream Theater here in town when I was 16 before I moved away.
Yeah.
And it was packed out, and I was like, that was the moment I was like, yep, doing this.
Yep. I had a show in 2008, I think January 2008, and it was a CD release show for a metal band I was playing in Rogers, Arkansas. And it was at the music hall, and that was the craziest experience ever. There was the whole scene. The scene's kind of changed now a little bit as digital age grows, and a lot of people don't really go to shows as much as they used to. But it was definitely a crazy experience, man. It was like that piling on, kind of like everybody gets on stage, and it was wild for sure.
What about you, man?
Probably the craziest moment I ever had was New Year's Eve at the Hard Rock, playing Everlong just before midnight, looking out at the crowd, shoulder to shoulder, just packed to the gills, and everybody singing the words to this song, young and old, and maybe even people that wouldn't necessarily be drawn to something like the Foo Fighters. Music just brings people together, and it's cool to see that.
I like it.
Man, it's honestly been a long time since I've played any shows, but my fondest memories are definitely in the ballroom settings. So I'm excited to kind of get to do stuff like that again.
Nice. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't want to miss anything. So what are we in for whenever we see you guys?
For a wild ride, baby.
So you guys, when you're playing in town, right?
Yeah. So we had to do our first show hometown. Have to.
Sure.
And so we picked Dewayne's because they got the coolest. They got the cool staff. They got the best sound system. They got lights. They got a nice stage.
Yes.
It used to be a crazy dive bar, gnarly dive bar.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, we could go there, but we don't have to go there. But it's really nice now, and we're gonna play Dewayne's, and it's gonna be sick. And our first show, EP release show, December 2nd, baby.
December 2nd, and then the album drops December 3rd.
Yep. So basically, midnight that night is why we planned it. So we'll be there celebrating when it drops.
That's perfect.
Maybe you need to pop a bottle of champagne or something.
And everybody can get a taste of Thru It All.
Yep.
Afterwards, after the bar, right? No, I mean, okay, the single.
But we do have the
you
single.
get this taste of the single from Thru It All. When is it? November 12th.
Coming up.
So there you go. So man, I'm still thinking about, oh my gosh, Dwayne's Place has come so far. And I'm so glad you guys picked Dwayne's Place, because I haven't seen too many big shows actually carry on out there. And you're right, it used to be a dive bar. I may edit this part out. I almost got stabbed in Dwayne's Place.
I've heard that before from many people, dude.
Now, it was 10 years ago, different owners, they're not liable. I'm just saying, watch who you play pool with. But so I haven't been back in a while, and then I went down there, and they just completely renovated the place.
Fully revamped.
And it is just absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see you guys up on stage just burning it. No, don't burn it down. It's really nice. They just fixed it. But, kick some ass. And we're just gonna pack the house, and I can't wait to listen to this new EP.
Yep.
And then we will see a lot more of you guys.
Definitely.
And I appreciate your time. I thank you guys so much for sitting down with me and letting me play this on the show.
Yeah,
and remember, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure you check out Thru It All Facebook, social media, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your media, you're going to be able to find these guys, especially at Dewayne's place. Come and rock out with these guys, and you know what? I might be there too. You never know. And it's really nice. You don't even have to worry about getting stabbed. Really need to edit that place out.
Just leave it. It's all right.
We'll see you at Rocklahoma soon.
Yes.
Rocklahoma, baby!
All right. Rock on.